Greetings from Tokyo, my dear friends. This is Daisuke, and I very much hope that this video finds you well and in very good spirits wherever you are in the world. And so I'd like to take this opportunity right now, which is October 21st, where I am in Tokyo. And I'd like to take this opportunity, if I may, to provide to you, if you're interested, a brief update of sorts with regard to this YouTube channel and my immediate or upcoming plans for video uploads and the like. Just to give you a heads up, there's nothing of any significant or dire impact or adverse effect or impact. Nothing will change, I think, in terms of this YouTube channel activity of mine. So, but just to let you know, again, in case you're interested, what my upcoming video upload plans are, and also other events or discussions like live streams, etc. So there are a number of wheels in motion, I would say. So let's see, one of those wheels in motion, we could say, is the Superman live stream discussions. So as some of you may know, over the course of, say, since last month, we have been having Superman live stream discussions here, and the most recent one happened last Sunday, where we were talking about the Richard Donner version or vision of Superman 2. And I had so much fun with that, and I want to thank everyone who was able to participate, join in, or watch the live stream after the fact, after it was uploaded as a video. I really want to thank you, and left behind comments. I really want to thank you so much for your continued support and enthusiasm for these films, the Superman films, which I've mentioned before, but I'll say it again, have such a importance to me, because they were among those films that I was so in love with growing up, watching. And so it's really lovely for me as well to be able to relive those experiences and share, or try to share, a little bit of why it is I really am enamored by these films the way that I am. So thank you so much for providing me with these opportunities in the live stream format, which is also very fun because it affords me the opportunity to speak to you in real time, as it were. So thank you very much for that. So that was the last previous Sunday. So I'd like to say too that I will make a formal announcement in this YouTube channel subsequently, but well, I can make an announcement now, which is the next Superman live stream discussion will take place Sunday, October 30th, October 30th, 2022, at 7 a.m. Tokyo time, whereupon we will be speaking about Superman 3. So Superman 3 is next, and I'm very much looking forward to being able to speak about this fascinating work called Superman 3. I know that there are a number of versions available, and I think the Blu-ray release, at least that I have on this this box set release, which is behind me here, I think it includes the what's called the theatrical version of Superman 3. So there are, of course, different versions out there, and different scenes, extensions, etc., alterations, etc. So if you are interested, my dear friends, in joining the conversation, please do not worry so much about what version you need to watch. I think perhaps my understanding is maybe the most accessible version at the moment is the so-called maybe theatrical version. So I will be primarily relying upon that. And while I might make some comments here and there about maybe extensions or other scenes, my conversation will not, in other words, you do not need to watch one version or the other in order to be able to say to participate in the conversation. I will try to make it as open as possible. So whatever version you are able to watch of Superman 3, if you are willing to stop by, again, Sunday, October 30th, 7 a.m. Tokyo time, I'd love to see you there, my dear friends, and love to hear your thoughts about, again, this fascinating work called Superman 3. So that's the first wheel in motion. Another wheel in motion, I could say, is the Brian De Palma film discussions. I said that I would be speaking about them hopefully this week. Again, fortunately, I've been a little bit delayed in my video making schedule, as it were, so I haven't been able to formally finish the video discussion I was planning with regard to the next film on deck which is the work Carrie. But I will do so as soon as I can, and again, hopefully within the next few days. Finish the editing, and then also upload the discussion on Carrie, which I'm very much looking forward to sharing with you. Carrie is a really, it's one of those landmark moments in Brian De Palma's filmography, as well as landmark moment in the context of, say, cinema of the 1970s, horror cinema, in the context also of Stephen King film adaptations as well. Very, very important. So, as well as being a fascinating and kind of a heartwarming / heartbreaking, gut-wrenching story, and is also filled to the brim with so many techniques and stylistic devices that really up the ante when it comes to the intensity levels in all sorts of meanings of those terms. So I look forward very much to sharing with you what it is I feel about this with a little bit more detail when we can get that video uploaded. So that's very soon on the horizon. And then also in parallel to that, we've been talking about the David Cronenberg works, again, in sort of sequential order in terms of the filmography. So next up is a discussion on the work The Dead Zone, speaking of another Stephen King adaptation. So that's another work that I very much cherish. So much. I find the craft that's inserted into that work so emotional. Or how should I put it? It yields a type of really deep emotional response in me, and I think that's the key to that film's success. I mean, there are many keys, I should say, to the film's success in terms of how the story is presented, how the characters seem to be evolving over a sense of time, how time is presented in this work, as well as the combination of the effects of the so-called maybe the plot elements as well, and the character developments, how they change and how they are affected by each other over time, and the like. And also, there's a way in which this film, The Dead Zone, can be said to be, in many ways, kind of starting a new chapter, or maybe a different direction in the context of Cronenberg's filmography on the one hand, but at the same time, it still holds true, I would say, to what one might call the Cronenberg cinematic aesthetic, which we have seen all the way back from our initial discussions of, say, works like Stereo or Crimes of the Future, and then leading into works like Shivers and Rabid, and then The Brood and Fast Company, and then, of course, right, Scanners, Videodrome. So I think it's all there in terms of a consistent through line, and I'll try to make the case for the reasons, or make the case as to why I believe that way. But anyway, that's another thing that's also on deck. I'm not sure when I can get that uploaded, but I'll try to get that as soon as possible. As well, I'm very excited about that one. And then just continuing on with the Cronenberg film discussions and the De Palma film discussions going forward. And then there's also the Angelopoulos films, which unfortunately I haven't been able to address lately because of just other scheduling issues. So, but I have been I haven't forgotten it, and I haven't abandoned that project. So the Traveling Players and the Hunters are next on deck for that. So in case those of you out there who might be interested in further Angelopoulos film discussions, that hasn't been forgotten. That's not going to go away. So it's just a matter of when. Again, I wish I had more time to do all these things that I really want to do, but things tend to come in terms of other matters that I need to devote my time and attention to. So, but I haven't forgotten that, because those films mean so much to me, on many levels. So, but that's another ongoing project. Now, another thing that I want to mention too is the Criterion Collection recent releases. Now, that is also ongoing, and so I'm all set to discuss everything up to, let's see, there's the re-release of Blowout, the 4K release of Blowout, again, another Brian De Palma. So that's kind of a parallel discussion while we're doing the Brian De Palma discussions. There will also be the Criterion Collection recent release discussion in the context of or Blowout. So that's really, really cool. And so that's one. And then there's another film called Takeout, which I've explored the Criterion release of. It's great, by the way. So there's Takeout, and then there's Exotica, which also is another fascinating release. Wow, wow. So that's one that I'm ready to discuss. And then also there's the World Cinema Project set, which is, again, I haven't uploaded any videos about it yet, but I've just finished exploring all of the set and watched the films a number of times, in fact, and then the supplements, and also read the essays a number of times. Of course, I'll try to save my detailed comments on that great World Cinema Project set for when we upload those videos, and there'll be multiple videos on that set, by the way. But if you want to write, what's the at the end of the day, is it good or bad? I mean, it's great. It is really, really great. That set is through the roof phenomenal. It is through the roof phenomenal. So it's sets like this that make me remind me just how much why I love Criterion the way I do. So if you need any, I don't know I forget what the well, actually, if you need any advice or any recommendations as to what to get in any upcoming sale, if you are able to get any of the World Cinema Project WCP sets, including the most recent one, number 4, yeah, I am thoroughly in favor of that choice, my dear friend. It is phenomenal. So I cannot wait to talk about that set again. It'll be also in many videos, because we have to talk about the films individually, because they're very important in that way. I feel so. Those videos will be forthcoming very, very soon, I hope. And then after that, there are some other Le Corbeau, which is right here, actually, right? So this will also be a discussion that we will have going forward as well. Very excited about that as well. And as well as the re-release of Night of the Living Dead. I've been re-exploring that, because of course it already exists in the Criterion Collection, but now we have this occasion of the 4K UHD combo pack, which is made available now. So it's giving me the opportunity, or the great opportunity, to re-explore that work and everything that was included in that Criterion release. It's a wonderful release. So there's a lot packed in that release too, as well, as some of you may know. So I've been re-exploring all of those supplements and everything, and rewatching everything, and just acquainting myself with the commentary tracks with this S, so it's plural. So that's very exciting for me. And then so I've been Night of the Living Deading myself, if we can use that as a verb, or Criterion is Night of the Living Deading me, or I am being Night of the Living Deaded. So and I'm enjoying every single moment of being Night of the Living Deaded. So it's wonderful. So I can't wait to get that video up as well. And hopefully maybe we can do that prior to the end of October, but we shall see. At the moment, I haven't received what I think is in many persons' considerations, maybe one of the great highlights or potential highlights of the year, which is Lost Highway. I haven't received that in the mail yet. So when it arrives, and hopefully that's very soon, I'll also use that opportunity to examine that one, or to explore that, and as well as the other releases that are scheduled for this month of October. But that's the Criterion Collection recent releases wheel that is currently in motion as well. So that's another one. And then another project that's ongoing here is the Twin Peaks episode discussion. So thank you so much for everyone who has been along for the ride so far. I think as of the time of this video, I think we're around, episode 22 or 23 discussion, somewhere around that. So we've been going through the first 2 seasons. Episode by episode discussion. As some of you may have been aware, I basically recorded all of this discussions all last month, and it's just been now basically releasing them or making them public, one video discussion at the time. So they're all basically uploaded on the channel. It's just a matter of pressing the, make them public button every day. So that's been a kind of ongoing project that I've been considering since quite a while back, in fact. But it's been fun to just share with you again on an episode by episode basis so far about all these this great series known as Twin Peaks, this great work known as Twin Peaks, Mark Frost, David Lynch. And so those conversations are ongoing in case you're interested. It will go up to a certain episode in season 2, and then after that there will be a discussion, a kind of wrap-up discussion, an overview discussion on the season 1 and season 2 episodes. That'll be at the end of that video run. And then there will be a little bit of a break, not so long, maybe just a matter of maybe days or a week, I'm not sure, but just a little break, and then we will go into a discussion of the subsequent Twin Peaks episodes, stories, works. So what that means is, of course, we will go into, in case I know people have asked me about this, but yes, we will be having discussions here later about Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me, the missing pieces, and also the limited series, or the return as it's often referred to, or season 3 as it's sometimes referred to. So we will be talking about all of those, again, in a similar fashion like we have done with the episodes up to now, which is a kind of episode by episode basis. Although with regard to, say, Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me or the missing pieces, there might be a slight maybe arrangement of video discussions that I have. And just to give you a heads up, there will be more than one video discussion for example, Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me, and there will be more than one video discussion with regard to the missing pieces. So again, just to give you a heads up, but all that stuff that's on the agenda, that's on the table. By my count, I think if we were to go with like a Twin Peaks video between, say, if we're talking about what all the episodes and works that we are to discuss with regard to the world of Twin Peaks, I can envision that this can be ongoing at least through the month of November, if not beyond. And so there's a lot of stuff there. So it's been the process for me whereby I found it, for me personally, to be very important to try to cover the episodes episode by episode, because after that has been discussed, then I can find myself in a more comfortable position to be able to talk about it in an overview fashion. And once I'm able to talk about it in an overview fashion, then I feel like I'm in, for me, I'm more comfortable then to be able to talk about what I consider to be, say, the specifics of how I regard a work like Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me, and then the missing, and then the return. So this is all, and plus I'll just being able to talk about Twin Peaks and talk about these episodes. And to hear your thoughts about it, it's making it so fun for me. So thank you so much for affording me that opportunity, for supporting, and for your time and your commitment and your enthusiasm and your knowledge as well, teaching me and giving me your own insights and interpretations and details, which always help me out. So thank you very much for that, my dear friends. I think then that is it as far as the update is concerned. I suppose the other thing I can say to maybe conclude this particular video is I want to thank all of you once again for your continued support and encouragement with regard to this channel. I want to thank you so much for your support when it comes to comments, support when it comes to like PayPal donations or super chats or super thanks donations via YouTube. I want to thank you. I thank you very much for your monetary donations. Again, I don't make it a requirement. It's not necessary, and I always want to say that whenever if you are willing to support this channel in the way that you are comfortable, in the way that works for you, I am so grateful for that. Really, I am. I'm very grateful for that kindness and attention you're willing to afford to me and to the channel. So it's I would not do this channel were it not for your kindness and support. So so I've received it. I've been so fortunate to receive it over the course of the years since this channel started. So Thank you so much for that and for continuing to show me that and for reaching out to me. People have reached out to me, Instagram messages and the like, and giving me, kind messages. Once in a while I'll get maybe the occasional, maybe unpleasant message. So that's, I have to sort of deal with that in an appropriate manner. But I think for the most part, I've received so many kind messages through the sort of the private messenger function of Instagram. So if you are interested in reaching out to me via Instagram, you can do so. While, of course, just please understand that I won't be able to respond to absolutely everything. And I won't be able to respond immediately. And maybe if you feel like I haven't responded to something, you can just give me a gentle reminder or something. And then, sometimes I might have missed something, or sometimes I might have just been preoccupied with other things. If if you want to just give me a gentle nudge, if you feel like maybe I haven't addressed something, just let me know. Again, but also with the understanding that while I am reading things as quickly as possible, again, there is a sort of pace in which I have to work, and I address these things. So if you can understand that, I might have to take some time with my responses, or I might just very accidentally miss things. If I can get your kind understanding about that, then of course anytime you can reach out to me via Instagram, and I'd be very, very happy to hear from you, as I have from many people already. So I think, yes, that's where we can end it here for now. So until we see each other at the next video, my dear friends, please be happy and healthy and well. And please keep on watching a lot of great, great, great movies. So thank you so much, as always, for your time. I very, very much appreciate it. Stay strong, stay safe, and cheers.